Okay, let's rock and roll. Attorney Walter Hnot, we are going to go and answer questions for free from the general public. Anybody can call in. Phone number is very simple. Phone number is 407-279-1754. Boop, there it is. That's how you call in. We got a mega donation from Raymond, which is absolutely incredible. Let me put a big heart there. He said, folks, I followed Walter for over 4 years, and his guidance from case to start to ALJ court is spot on. Please follow him. Your case outcome will thank you. And I super appreciate that, because a lot of people, they give me all kinds of reactions and stuff like that, but this is amazing. I'm going to get to the first caller real quick, because I just called in. But again, Raymond, thank you for the mega donation. First caller, please remember to use a fake name throughout this process. This is Attorney Walter Hnot. Oh, one quick thing. Remember, I don't know your whole story, so I can't give you a perfect legal answer. Just remember that. Go ahead, good sir.
Hi. You hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. You were mentioning about the person doing work around the house. I mean, if it's your own house, don't you have the right to, or need sometimes to be able to do maintenance?
So what?
Not that you're able to do maintenance. Not that you're able to rebuild a house or something, but you should be able to take care of your house, and not that you're able to do, go off and do stuff at other people's houses or anything, run a business.
So what you're saying is, hey, why doesn't the SSA leave us alone if we're going to be doing work on our house if we've been found disabled? I feel like that they should go ahead and allow us to do these things, because at the end of the day, it's my house, it's my thing. We have to upkeep the house. Is that kind of where you're coming from?
Correct.
Okay. So the thing is this, the SSA is more interested in the capacity of you to do these certain things. So for example, if you're able to go ahead and they see you through, a section of your house, where it's like an overhang out to the pool area, and they see you basically painting that, and they see you putting in some nails, they see you hanging a flag, they see you, basically fixing something that's starting to, fall away from the house. If they see you doing those functions, that is direct evidence that can be used against you, because you as a disabled person shouldn't be able to do those functional tasks, whether you do them on your house or somebody else's house repetitively, or they just catch you that one day. And so what it really comes down to is the SSA is always looking for opportunities to examine their herd of disabled people to see if they truly are in fact disabled. And the reason why that is that they're trying to find fraud, they're trying to find abuse, and they're trying to find people who can do more than they claim they actually did. So whether they're working on your house or somebody else's house, doesn't matter. It's all applicable. It's all right there for them to say, hey, we have this video of you doing this, therefore we do not think you're disabled.
All right. All right, thank you.
Absolutely good, sir. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, okay?
All right, you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, that was our first caller. I didn't actually get to put all the rules out there, but again, a super thank you to Raymond. That was a mega donation, which is absolutely amazing. And also a thank you to Kosher, who does the moderator. And a thank you to Princess Diana, who always does donations. She's always with us, which is absolutely amazing. Now, here are the basic rules of how this whole thing goes. And I know it's late. It's 1:01 a.m. I should be able to do these earlier in the day, but I don't get a chance because I'm constantly working. As you guys know, Attorney Walter Hnot must viewed, subscribe to, and clicked on Display Attorney in America. With that said, you call this phone, I answer it. I answer questions for free on this phone. And the bottom line is this, okay? At the end of the day, don't question stack. Have your legal question ready. No story mode. 5 to 7 minutes per call. I'll answer the legal question, and we'll rock and roll from there. Please be kind to each other in the chat. And I can't give you a perfect legal answer because I don't know the whole legal story. People tend to give me the facts that make them look good. I'm more interested in the facts that make them look bad, because those help me shape what they can do in the future to do better. With that said, one more time, the phone number is 407-279-1754. Again, 407-279-1754. I will go ahead and begin the process of working on that. So let's go ahead and see if we can get some callers on this phone real quick. Again, it is super late. I totally get that. I don't expect people to be hopping away to go ahead and make it happen. But with that said, let's see what we can get going. Now, remember, because it is so late, If nobody calls in within 10 seconds, remember when I do this earlier, when I do this around like 10 o'clock, the phone just doesn't stop ringing. So with that said, we're going to count down from 10, and we're going to see basically if we can get a call from, somebody during that period. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay. I get to go to sleep, which is oh, never mind. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Hold on. Speaker is on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question?
Yes, sir. Sorry, I was thinking you were about to end the show, and my phone, I barely got through. I just had one question. If I'm under like an investigation and I pass the 5-year review, and it seems to be that they're still like pursuing me anytime I leave my home. Within about 10 minutes, I'm getting picked up on. Sometimes 15, but no, I can't go get haircuts down the road anymore. And if I go get blood work down the road, when I come out, they're there. Seems to be federal and also they use sheriffs. I had to get a short-term loan from my car, I had the title, and I had to get a short-term loan so I could pay for the Uber to go see my other doctor that's 100 miles away, and I had to use an Uber because my family member couldn't take me, and they showed up there after about 20 minutes. Federal guy with a cruising on by, and the Fed was across the street. But my question is, when you somehow get bumped up to an investigation where they're using OIG, is that completely all from the local area you live in your city? Is that all more or less back to the source? Is all coming from local authorities and local federal agents, or the federal side submitting your investigation? Is it all local, or do they submit something up to the home office in Baltimore, Maryland, where they get like something else signed so that they can keep pursuing you?
Well, I mean, are you saying that are the personnel that actually investigate and follow you around local? Is that what you're asking?
Whenever you somewhat, yes, sir. If I am being investigated and I got pictures of some of them when I can get them when my father's driving. But there's got to be trackers on my car, and I think my father actually knows that what's going on. Some of his mannerisms and stuff have been very odd at times, and he not wanting to take me to the front door to drop me off to the doctor's appointment, and tries to get me to walk a certain distance and stuff. But
real quick, what's the legal question? Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yes, sir. It's when you're under an investigation, when that's submitted for you to go into a investigation with OIG, is that all from your local town that you live in, that they keep having you at this high level of investigation, even though you've submitted like a lot of very factual, very clear records, and you passed your 5-year review? Where's the source of whoever this is that seems to be keeping me at this very high level of investigation? Is it all done from my local town, or when they get the federal side or federal agents involved, do they have to send something also up to the main Social Security OIG headquarters in Maryland?
I mean, they do. It's all part of the investigation. Remember, OIG is directed by the CDI unit is directed by OIG, and OIG is like a federal general area. So to be very, very straightforward with you, to be very, very specific with you about this situation, yeah, absolutely. But the people who usually investigate you are usually local to that area. because they want to get basically a police officer, sheriffs, etc., that are local to that area.
Okay, so if somebody, I've always been 100% honest. I've always turned in everything I've had. And an attorney that when I left my job and was out on long-term disability through my past job, came and transitioned me from the long-term disability from the job into the Social Security disability, and I got off the long-term disability, which I probably could have stayed on the LTD from work, but he told me to take the Social Security disability, and that long-term, he says that would have been the better route, but so I took it, but within 3 years later, it's been, I think it has been more like the lower level type of investigation, but then it went to the higher level, and this higher level is I know they use big tech and technology, and my cars there's a tracker on it somewhere,
but what's the legal
I'm
question?
100%, but yes, sir. Sorry, and in the Southeast District, where Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, around there, is all this going to some kind of OIG headquarters in the southeast, or are they presenting all this to the home office in Baltimore, Maryland, to get the approvals for them to keep getting their warrants continued? Because I'm wondering, is there ever a time lapse on them getting warrants? Or
Well, yeah, a warrant's only good for a certain amount of time, but here's the deal. I mean, yeah, it depends on where the investigation is and where you're at with it. So to be fair, it could be in different places with OIG, but the bottom line is at the end of the day, if you're worried about people investigating you, then you can buy technology that can go ahead and scan things and check into your car and, basically see if there's a signal coming off of it. But I'm going to go to the next call real quick, good sir. I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, okay?
Yes, sir, Walter. The ROI, can I hire you to get that for me? Because they won't release it to me. I'm sorry about that. That's one.
Yeah, if they won't release it, there might not actually be one. So if you've already requested it with a couple times with FOIA, and nothing's actually happened, they haven't said anything at all, and all you have is a CDR review, then it might have just been a CDR review without an ROI. So I mean, there's a possibility that they could be withholding it from you, but I know a little bit more about this claim. I don't think it's that situation. But anyways, good sir, I'll catch you a little bit later. I'm going to keep rocking and rolling through these calls. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, Walter.
Thank you, good sir. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Me too. Bye-bye.
Perfect. We're going to take the next call real quick. Let me head over to the phone call real quick. Hold on one sec. Calls, here we go. And we're going to call this next person real quick that we missed their call. Hold on. And boop. Oop, that's not it. Hold on. Let me get this one more time. And there we go. Okay, speaker is on. We're going to see if we can get a hold of them real quick and get them rolling. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember, use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Okay. Listen, I've been on the SSI.
Yep.
For long. I'm sorry the way I talk. I had an operation last week, and they had to fix some bones in the back of my neck. But anyway, I'm on SSI, and I'm just worried to death about things because I live in low income housing, and I'll try my best. And I just want to do what's right, and I just worry about losing things and all that, and that's my main thing.
So what's the specific legal question? Yeah.
The legal question is, well, I can't do anything. I can't work. I'm 71 years old. And I want to make sure if Social Security is going to be there for me in the next months or years.
Oh, so and it's SSI, right? It's SSI?
Yeah. Yes.
So the thing with SSI is this. We had hit a point where we couldn't borrow more money or print more money. And so, SSI comes from basically benefits paid from the general taxes. And, they didn't have enough tax money. So we didn't know if they were going to start a strategic plan to try and reduce more and more people that are on the program, and do something like that. The main things that hurt SSI is basically, it's the tax problem. So we've had such a low fertility rate. They're claiming it's around 1.9. It's actually around 1.6. We've not had enough children, and that's because basically the people who are constantly working to afford things, trying to get a house, trying to live a life, trying to have vacations, they're so busy trying to make income, working late hours, super stressed about it, that at this point they just don't have kids. Like I'm an example of that. And so when guys like me don't have kids, we're also not preparing the next, the next freshman league to start working, because we didn't create them. We didn't create the next team of workers to take over from us. So what you have is a lot more people being born from parents who might have had kids but didn't have the ability to pay for them. So, which then caused the raising of taxes over decades, which then caused people in my generation to have to pay for basically kids from people who either aren't working, haven't worked much, and they just had a bunch of kids, had a bunch of kids, had a bunch of kids. And, as a result, those parents are not as educated, trained, whatever you want to call it, to prepare their kids to go into the work environment, meaning that those kids' parents, those parents didn't usually train their kids to be doctors, lawyers, accountants, whatever, the higher paying, tax paying jobs. So as a result of that, there's not enough kids being born that are pushed to achieve these higher level vocations. And because of that, we're seeing a cascading decline as a ratio of people being born, of people achieving these higher levels, and then, basically going ahead and making more money and paying taxes. So, yeah, SSI has a big problem, but I think what's going to happen is the politicians are afraid of SSI people because there's like 8 million of them. That includes immigrants, people over 65, people who are disabled. So I think what's probably going to happen is politicians will keep the money flowing because they're afraid that somebody on SSI who has nothing to lose will show up on their doorstep. And I think that's why, they'll keep pushing forward the money that for which is always makes my mind go, in a weird direction, but for a program that was essentially created by Nixon, which is just a mind-boggling thing, So, yeah.
Well, I can manage real good with with what little I get. I'm not behind on that.
Yeah.
I keep everything paid up.
Yeah, which is good.
And, I know what prioritize is. I just wish that I took care of myself better back then.
Yeah.
And I worked hard. I worked in tannery. I worked in a tannery job.
True.
And a lot of construction jobs.
Yeah.
And there's some hard work.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's the thing is, you do construction jobs, you get older, you hit your 60s and the body doesn't move right. You hit your 70s and everything's, so.
But I hope you have a good one, sir.
Yeah.
And thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'll,
God bless you.
You as well, good sir. I'll catch you later. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, I don't know if we're gonna have another caller because it is super late. We're at 20 minutes. I've got to go to bed and wake up relatively early. So what I would say is this: let me catch you all tomorrow at some point. We'll rock and roll from there. I know I haven't been super concerned. Oh, we got another call. Hold on. This will be the final caller. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Hey, Walter. I listen to you quite regularly. I just wanted to ask, I'm on SSDI from a back injury from the military or whatever. And this may be inappropriate to ask or whatever, but are you affiliated with? I was actually hoping you'd branch off into the VA disability thing.
Yeah. I've got my PIV card over there. I'm fully certified. Went through the full VSO training. Just how to win with the board for veteran Vietnam. Nexus attachment for I can't go into too much detail, but yeah, I do that. But what's the legal question? Yeah.
That was mainly it, because so should I maybe contact you to start? I had at one point I had started to go ahead and apply for it, and then I sort of went towards the SSDI, and I ended up winning that after one appeal when I got an attorney, and I think pretty much easily won it because the judge asked four questions, and the answer was no, or yes or no or whatever, and that was it. And that was it. The whole hearing was over with. Would I be able to get a hold of you about representation?
Yeah, just give me a call on Monday, and basically, like, what's your current percentages per impairment? Yeah, give me the walkthrough.
I haven't started the process.
Oh, okay. So here's the deal: attorneys, for whether you're shooting for TDIU or PNT, they don't start the claims. They can only be added on in VA land after you've had your first adjudication conclusion. So what you're going to want to do is basically like find a VSO and begin the process of applying. And then once you get a decision, if you're not in your 100% PNT TDIU land, then you reach out to an attorney and they work on the claim to go ahead and build it.
Okay. Unfortunately, I live pretty far out in the what would you call it, rural environment.
Yeah.
And we don't have very many. We had a VSO, but I think he may have very well retired because he was quite the old gentleman.
Sure.
Okay.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you, Walter. I listen to you very often, and you're awesome, man. Thanks, man.
Thank you, good sir. Well, you have a wonderful, wonderful night, okay?
You too, sir.
Thank you, good sir. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
So I'm going to catch everybody a little bit later. We'll rock and roll tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Please remember to like and subscribe. If these videos help you out, that's awesome. Head over to Google, type in Disability Resolution Law Firm or Disability Resolution Florida. I will catch you all tomorrow to go over more videos, and we'll rock and roll from there. Thanks so much, Attorney Walter Hnot. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.